Hey, I'm Jinx Farmer. I'm a horticulturalist in South Carolina. I grow a lot of Crinum lilies. This is one of my favorite early flowering, May flowering Crinum lilies. This time of year we have Amaryllis in flower, which look kind of like Crinums, and we have true lilies in flower. Today we're going to look at a couple of ways to tell the difference between those three plants. Let's look at things growing in the ground first. True lilies grow very upright, so they make a good container plant. They also look good mixed into a perennial border because they just jut straight up. Amaryllis are a much shorter plant, and the foliage tends to fan out. You see that sort of arching shape. They're never more than, say, knee-high, while Crinums are knee-high to waist-high, occasionally chest-high, and they have a lot more foliage. When you look at foliage individually, lily foliage comes directly off the flowering stem. See how it doesn't have any basal foliage except in a certain state, but generally coming off the flowering stem, where Amaryllis foliage comes up surrounding the flowering stem. If you hold your hands together like you are praying, that's how Amaryllis foliage comes out of the ground. Crinum foliage, on the other hand, comes up whorled, so you have to peel away each layer, and you get inside this circular pattern. Let's look at the flowers close up. With true lilies, you get a lot of color variation. Petals tend to be narrow. And there's also color variation in the pollen. So browns, yellows, reds sometimes. On Amaryllis, you have more typical yellow pollen. You always have 6 parts. So that's true for lilies, Amaryllis, and Crinums. They're all 6-parted. But the true telltale sign is to look at the stem. If you can cut the flower, you see that lilies are solid inside. Crinums are solid inside. They have this sort of soft matrix, spongy. But Amaryllis are always hollow, totally hollow inside. If you have time to wait, if you can observe the plants as they go into seed, you'll see that lilies and Amaryllis have the same sort of pod, like what we're cutting open here. Inside, you see seeds all stacked up, these flat seeds that turn black over time. But Crinums are totally different.
That's good.
At the end of the flower stalk, right where the flower was, that's where the ovary is and where the seeds form. And these big pods are filled with green seeds that are ready to germinate. And they come up really easily. If you want to know more about how to, check out our book.